So today I want to talk about this mindset. I think it's best to call it a mindset that I have heard a lot of Black women express as the reason behind why they would not enter into a relationship with a white man. And let me put the disclaimer out there because like the internet just thinks I am a white supremacist. I am in no way, shape, or form saying that you should enter into a relationship with a white man. I'm not saying you should enter into a relationship with a Black man. I'm not saying you should enter into a relationship with anyone. I am not trying to tell you what to do. And when I speak on this, I am speaking in regards to Black women who are just interested in general in being in a relationship. So this is not me sitting on my didactic high horse talking to people that like don't exist. Like this is me talking to people that I know, people who have left comments on my videos. And to get to the point, I have heard a lot of Black women say that like they would be kind of interested in dating a white man, but the problem, the obstacle, the thing that prevents them from doing that is that white men are just like too soft. They're too soft natured. You know, like just moving forward in this video, like let's just drop race because honestly, this is applicable to any situation between any groups of people. So let's just say that you're a woman who is entertaining the thought of pursuing a romantic relationship with this guy. But you believe that the guy is just too soft. I want you to ask yourself and to like be honest with yourself. Is this guy actually just too soft, or are you just used to dealing with assholes? And I don't ask that question to be mean or to be a jerk or to be condescending. I ask that question because just like societally speaking, women have been historically conditioned to accept and to expect less. Like let's think about our mothers and our grandmothers and our great grandmothers. For the most part, if they had a man, then like that was the reward, that was the treat, that was the victory. And like as long as that man could financially provide for them, he didn't have to be faithful, he didn't have to treat them well, he didn't have to clean, he didn't have to cook, he didn't have to take care of the children. Like he didn't even have to come home at night if the rent was paid and the lights were turned on. And don't get me wrong, socioeconomically speaking, women have made tremendous strides. Tremendous strides. We have made tremendous progress. But that doesn't mean that we have just like fully decolonized our minds, that we have fully escaped from like this mental and emotional oppression of our past. So what I'm getting at is that a lot of women, a lot of women still believe that having a man, just having a man, regardless of how he treats you, is better than not having a man. And there's so many women out there who are still looking for this bad boy who's like bad to everybody else but good to her. And that boy is a figment of your imagination and a sign of your delusions. If you have a good man, he's good to everyone. He's not just good to you, who, of course, he would be good to you. You probably do things for him. You probably take care of him. He probably gets something from you. So, of course, he's gonna be good to you. But like a true blue good man is good to everyone. He's good to those who are close to him, and he's good to those who are not close to him. Like he's just a good person. He's a person of integrity. He's a kind person who's going to be kind in any and all circumstances. Maybe that guy isn't too soft. Maybe your self-esteem is just incredibly low. And I know from being one of these women and still dealing with this, like there's no point in time where like your self-confidence is just like at a static high. Your self-esteem is just like at this fixed height. Like it always is going to go up and down. It's always going to fluctuate. But what is kind of like a consistent truth is that just a lot of women have incredibly low self-esteem. And again, a lot of this can be traced back to like our social hardwiring. And you know, when you believe that you deserve less, then you are only going to accept less. Like anything more than that is going to seem like it's way too much. Again, I'll use myself as an example. I have had periods in my life, especially when I was younger, where I had just like piss poor self-esteem. Just piss poor self-esteem. And if a guy was just too nice to me, and I don't mean like nice in that way where it's like a clear red flag, like where he's clearly trying to manipulate you. I don't mean in that way, but I mean in like a way in which he's just nice, like he's just kind, he just treats you well, and there's no ulterior motive. I've just turned down guys who were nice to me because I just didn't think that I deserved that. And I didn't know it at the time. Like I didn't have the conscious awareness to know that that's why I was turning them down. But now as I look back, now that I'm older, now that I have a higher level of self-confidence, I can recognize that like, oh, there was nothing wrong with that guy. Like I was the problem. My self-esteem, my crippling self-esteem was the problem. So it's kind of like a twofold situation. On one hand, don't miss out on a good guy because you don't think you deserve a good guy. You don't think that you deserve to be treated well. But on the flip side of things, if you don't believe that you deserve to be treated properly, then you may or may not need to be dating. And don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those people that think that you have to just be like fully healed from all of the negative experiences that you've endured. Like life is just a process of healing, of being hurt and healing and being hurt. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to be like fully healed. But you do need, at like a bare minimum, you need to have enough self-confidence and enough self-esteem to recognize that like you are worthy of someone loving for you and caring for you and treating you properly. Okay, and for this next thing, like I feel like some people are gonna get mad at me and whatever. It's the internet, like I don't know, whatever. I just think you really need to consider this. I feel like enough people are not considering this. So I need you, like if you have a guy and you like the guy, but you're worried that he is just too soft, like I just need you to ask yourself, like, what type of lifestyle are you living that he's not like tough enough for, or that he's not like hard enough for? Like, I'm gonna use a friend of mine, for example. I have a friend who I love dearly, but who has like sworn that she would never date a guy who cannot fight. Like she would, if the guy can't fight, if he can't throw hands, if he can't box, then like she will never date him. It doesn't matter what else he has going for him. If he can't fight, he's not right. And y'all, look, I'm not stupid. I'm not crazy. Like, I'm not those things, okay? I recognize the importance as a woman, feeling safe, feeling secure with your partner. I understand that thoroughly. 2, I'm not talking about soft as in like a person who will not stand up for you when shit goes left. I'm not talking about someone who doesn't have your back. Like, I'm not talking about that. Like, I'm talking about these circumstances where like the guy has that, the guy will be there for you, the guy will be your backbone, like he will be there, he will be your rock, but he can't fight. Like, my genuine question is like on a day-to-day basis, and remember, the day-to-day makes up like 99% of our entire lives. Like our lives are just a series of day-to-day. Like on a day-to-day basis, does that matter? Like, does that really matter? Like, does it really matter that your guy, if like, you know, things go sideways, if your man is not the first person to like speak up, to jump up, etc.? Like, does it really matter if your man would rather be at home painting a picture or reading a book or drawing versus like going to the bar and drinking and watching a game with his friends? Does it matter? And if it does matter, like if it is a top priority, then I have a lot of questions. I have more questions than answers. Like my first question is like, where are y'all getting into all these fights? Why are all of these fights happening? who's doing the fighting? Like, are you fighting a woman? And if you're fighting a woman, do you expect him as a man to jump in and beat up the woman? Are you expecting him to just like go and beat up like random men? Like, where and why are all of these fights taking place? And then like I'm sorry, but like, and then here's another thing, like, first off, let's just be honest, people that can fight get their ass beat every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, every single day, people that can fight still get beat up. And at the end of the day, like, if you are looking to be in a mature adult relationship, like, are you really out here prioritizing just like a man who wants to tussle in the streets? Like, is that really worthy of prioritizing? Is it? Is it? All right, everyone, that is it for me. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed, and until next time, stay safe, be well, and I'll see you all soon. Bye, everyone.